I managed to be 2 minutes early instead of 2 minutes late, and I'm super grateful for that this morning. I tend to always be scurrying around a bit. So happy Friday. I hope that all of you are having as much balance as I am this morning. How is everyone? It feels weird only being on here every 2 weeks. It also feels weird. It's been 2 weeks since we did the last one in Utah. That kind of seems like it was a couple days ago. So my time perception has been very, very off. But good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Mental Health live stream. Just to let you know, if this is your first time, I am not a mental health professional, so anything that I say is just based on my experience or the experience of other individuals that I have interacted with through my time doing mental health outreach. If you are having a mental health crisis, I always link the crisis lines in all of my videos, including this one. So please, please, please know that you can always reach out for help, whether to a loved one or a crisis line or by going to your local emergency room. There's always options, but we are here for you always. So Vott's in here, Sebastian, Travis, Todd, David, Mike, WWE fan, yeah. Alkin, I hope you're feeling better, Alkin. Vott, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better. Sebastian, I'm sorry that you're not having a good day. Hopefully we can raise your vibes a little bit, but if not, that's okay too. Hello, Edward and PC, Pastor Dean and Nikki. Hello, hello. Should we start off with some good news? Because I'm actually super, super excited with this good news story. It kind of took me by surprise. So a complex combination of outside pressures and information overload is driving young people to snub alcohol far more than generations before them. It says, experimenting with alcohol and drinking to excess has long been seen as a rite of passage into adulthood, at least in Western cultures, which unfortunately seems to be very true. From an early age, often before the legal age, alcohol is embraced as a social lubricant, a way to have fun, make friends, and escape day-to-day realities. Few professional or social events are without some form of alcohol, but Gen Zers are taking it slow as they enter adulthood, either by not drinking at all or drinking less often and in less quantity than older generations. The UK's largest recent study of drinking behavior showed in 2019, 16 to 25-year-olds were the most likely to be teetotal, with 26% not drinking compared to the least likely generation, 15 to 74-year-olds, 15% of whom didn't drink. Among U.S. adults, Gallup showed those aged 35 to 54 are most likely to drink alcohol compared to Gen Zers, 60%, and Boomers, 52%. While a study from 2020 found that the portion of college-age Americans who are teetotal has risen from 20 to 28 in a decade, so we are slowly moving in the right direction. Of those who do drink, the largest portion of young Europeans, defined as over the legal drinking age up to 39, drinks once a month, 27%, while in the US, the biggest group drink once a week, 25%. I think that this is really awesome. It goes on to give some other statistics and stuff, but I think this is really awesome because I was just having this conversation about being concerned as Bryson, my son, is moving into those preteen years that, of course, we followed by the teen years. And I know how I was back in those days. So I've just been really concerned about trying to make sure that he doesn't feel the need to party to fit in, or that he doesn't feel the need to sleep around to be validated. So I'm kind of reflecting on how I can encourage as a mother to make better choices. Because let's be real, lecturing kids doesn't work. Scaring kids doesn't work. So I want to, of course, lead by example, but also find ways that I can incorporate those messages in a not drill sergeant type of way, because then he's just going to rebel and not listen. I'm loving how many people are already in here. This is awesome. So just so you know, it can get quite busy here in the chat. If you want to make sure that I see a message, please use this super sticker or super chat function so that it will highlight it for me. All of the pledges from those go toward my mental health outreach every single time. So please make sure to use those functions. Or if you just want to join in on the fun of making me do ridiculous things, sometimes that is also a thing. I'm not currently taking requests, but you had me standing on my head and walking like an Egyptian and doing weird dances that I've had to look up because I never knew before. So, you know, I think we all get a little bit of good energy from that. Alkin, are you feeling better? I hope you're feeling better. I know that you were struggling. We've had several people, Aaron's actually sick today too. So everybody send some loving energy there, and everybody else who's not feeling good. I think that there's something going around again. I know a couple people have been getting kicked up with COVID and stuff. So I didn't cut my hair, but I did put highlights in it. Thank you for noticing, Mark. I am awesome, more Moose Eternal. Oh, Victor, hi everyone, just got back. I had to go on a long road trip, so I got in my car and drove, then I realized my daughter's not suffering anymore, saying that does that make me a bad father? No, of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. I think that makes you a good father to realize that, to try and see the positive in the situation and then find ways to share her love or to connect with her love, things like that. So no, I don't think it does at all. I think I missed something. Oh no, Yin Yang 256 has lost half my stuff because of the hurricane. I'm so sorry. I hope that you are able to connect with some relief efforts there. I know that a lot of people are really struggling. I hope that you're able to get help, and I'm really sorry that is happening. I know that is huge over right now on the West Coast. So let's East Coast. I'm backwards this morning on the East Coast. So let's send some love there as well. John says, dang man, I'm sorry to hear that, Yin Yang. I've been there. It sucks. But yeah, at least you ain't hurt and items can be replaced. Might take a while, but you'll get it back, man. I love how encouraging you guys are to each other. Yeah. So Alkin had a positive PCR test, but is saying that he's past the worst. Fingers crossed that you are just on the up and up and healing from here on out. Mike WWE fan says, this is my first time in your live. I only found your account last night and I saw a reaction to Disturb Into the Fire. It kind of messed with me last night. Well, I'm sorry that I messed with you. I hope it didn't have a negative effect on you. I hope that we can work through that. But welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. I hope that you find community and comfort here. And I hope that we can work through things together if you are struggling. That reaction was obviously pretty heavy for me as well. Disturbed reactions all tend to be a bit heavy. But feel free to open up and share whatever you're feeling through your reaction so we can talk about it. Okay, yeah, it wasn't newest video. Yeah, it was a heavy video. It was definitely a heavy video. Aviation fan says, hey all, sorry I've not been around lately. Life's been hectic. That's okay. My health's been playing up. I've got heart and BP issues. I've been in and out of hospital and doctors are having ultrasounds and CT scans. Well, I hope that they figure out what's wrong. I hope that you can make healthy choices and get those things under control and that they can assist you in that. Yin 256 says, I think I'm done with Florida for a while. You know, I think a lot of people are right there with you. I was born in Florida. I didn't live there for very long, so I don't remember it, but I was born in Tampa. And I'm really grateful that I moved away, that my parents decided to move away and I didn't grow up there. Hi, Casca. Bot says, I was not very active the last few days / weeks. Sorry for that, but you all helped me a lot. Thank you. No worries. The thing I love about this community is I can take a break. Y'all can take a break. It doesn't matter. We're still there for each other and we can still be active in our own ways. And we know that it's here to come back to once we take some time away. So it's always okay. Even with friends, with my close friends, sometimes I need to take time away, so I can come back stronger and show up even more powerful version of myself, or an even more healed version of myself, or a more energized version of myself. So it's totally okay when we take time away. Mike says, I've attempted suicide 5 times in my life, and I have been in and out of the hospital for depression more than 100 times in the last 13 years, and I'm only 33. I know that can sound like a lot, and it seems overwhelming, and I don't want to downplay it, but we can get stuck in cycles, and there were years where I went through lots of relapses, or went through where I was going into the hospital a lot for different things, several overdoses, things like that. The good news is that we can always look and say, okay, what is perpetuating this cycle, right? What is it that keeps bringing me back to this place? And then we can look on ways to address that. So what I suggest isn't looking at the numbers or counting the numbers, but to think, okay, what kept bringing me back to this place? so that we can figure out how to get through that and maybe not ensure that it never happens again, but see, okay, how can we bring the numbers down? How can you feel safer? How can you feel more connected? How can you find your reason to fight? Because we care if your light goes out, and we don't want to see that happen. But we're also here to hold space should you slip and fall here and there. So just know that we're here, and thank you so much for opening up and sharing that. Isaiah Welch says, I kind of feel like people need some positive vibes, lots of positive vibes. Any chance we can get a reaction from you reacting to Ash by Bloodywood? It's an amazing song that will lift people's spirits. I love Bloodywood. They are very uplifting and motivational. So I will add that to the big list. I do think, though, that I need to add some happier songs to the reactions, although the last one was really good. Hers was really good. It was very uplifting, very motivating. But thank you for that suggestion. I definitely do want to keep a balance of the more emotional stuff, as in the heavier, sadder, more melancholy stuff versus the positive stuff. So thank you for that. Let's see, Victor. All right, everyone, I have to go. Thank you so much for dropping by. It's good to see you and get an update. Please just know that we're here as you go through this. I know losing a child is very, very difficult, and it's something that most people will never understand. It's something we're not meant to go through. So just know that you don't have to go through this alone. We're here for you as time progresses. Oh gosh. Can we get an Amanda Dance reaction to Shakira? That would be a mood booster. Y'all don't want to see that because she can dance and I cannot. So that is probably not anything you want to see. Oh, Isaiah. Yes, I did do I don't know if I'm saying that right, by Bloodywood. I did do that reaction. So yes. Yes. Oh gosh, aviation. And on top of that, I've developed asthma and post-fatigue symptoms or syndrome from the aftermaths of COVID. That is so frustrating. I know that COVID did have a lot of unexpected after effects, and I hope that you find a way to manage those things. Mike WWE fan says, that's fun. I want to see her dance now. Oh gosh, we're going to get into another pledge war to see me dance, aren't we? That's what this day is going to be. Oh gosh. Edward says that would get the video blocked. Yeah, probably. You've seen my version, your turn. Yours is probably a whole lot better than mine, David. She is an amazing dancer. I know. I look like a drunk baby giraffe trying to learn how to walk. Lisa is, I am 38 years old. I have attempted suicide 38 times and had problems with stress and breakdowns ever since I was 12. And I've tried help, but it did not work. So I try to stay calm 24/7. Well, nobody's calm 24/7. I'm not calm 24/7. Even if we're calm a big part of the time, sometimes it's okay to just feel emotions, to feel real emotions. Oh my gosh. Mike is trying to get me to Shakira dance. I don't know, guys. I don't know. David says I look like Frankenstein being tasered. Oh gosh. Okay, y'all are gonna pledge me into doing this, aren't you? Isaiah says, if it's funny, that's a good thing. Laughter is always the best medicine. I guess that's where you're going with this morning. But yeah, Lee, there is stress management isn't all about being calm all the time, though. It's that when we feel ourselves starting to get stressed out, we can utilize different techniques, different skills to be able to move through that stress. And sometimes that means just leaning into the feeling, the emotion we're having and allowing it to play out in a healthy way. So it's not being calm 24/7, because we might have a Buddhist monk in here. I don't know. If so, that's cool. Welcome. But for the most part, the majority of us feel feelings and we feel emotions, and that's okay. John says, Frankenstein being tasered. I shouldn't have laughed as hard as I did at that. Todd says, Mike, WWE fan, I used to think everyone would be better if I was gone, but I was wrong. Hang in there. Absolutely. That's what the shadow tells us. That's what we're distorted into believing during these times of darkness, when we have that dark night of the soul. That's absolutely what we're tricked into believing. I remember standing on the ledge looking down and thinking this is what's best for Bryson, my son, and all of my friends, because none of them deserve to deal with like me. And now on the other side of it, I realized I was wrong. So thanks, Todd, for sharing that. Absolutely. Mike says, I still think about it a lot, but I'm trying. Thinking about it is one thing. Acting upon it is a whole different story. I have really dark thoughts sometimes, but I don't act upon those thoughts. And that's the difference, is we have that censorship there that allows us to think these thoughts and find a healthy way to process them without acting upon them. David's right. Smells and tastes from good memories can calm and really relax. Smell is actually the number one sense connected to memory. So if you can smell something that reminds you of someone or some place that was very happy for you, that definitely absolutely can trigger more joy. Lee says, I have epilepsy, so I'm not allowed to get overheated or angry because it can cause seizures to happen. And now when I get stressed out, they are getting worse. So I end up in the hospital. That's a whole different story. Then yes, it does become more about how to manage emotions and whatnot. That must be incredibly frustrating, though. That kind of reminds me of Crank, of the movie Crank, where it's kind of the opposite, where he has to keep his heart rate up. You have to keep yours down. I hope that I know that you were trying some treatment recently, that they got you on new medication. How's that working? I hope that is working well for you. Metalmark12 says, theme for the chat. I've got problems only I can tell. Each of us are dealing with situations in life that are tough to get through, but you can get through, and we can get through because we're all here together sharing these things. And you're right. Every single one of us is on a different part of the mental health journey, of the life journey. Every single one of us has very unique situations, but we're all here and we're all sharing and we're all opening up and we're all connecting with each other. And that's the beautiful part of it. John says, plus, ain't that a normal condition? The intrusive thoughts, dark thoughts, just a way for the brain to process and push the thoughts out? Or am I completely wrong? I have always thought that as well. I often tell my friends who have kids and they call me feeling guilty because they're, oh my God, I just want to throw the baby against the wall. What do I do? And I said, well, you're not throwing the baby against the wall. And I know you won't do that. But it's completely normal to have those thoughts when you're overwhelmed or you're stressed out, or sometimes just really for no trigger or reason at all. There'll be times where I just have a really dark thought, either toward myself or toward someone else, and think, well, that's there. that is something. But the difference is I know I'm not going to act on it. In the case of my friends, I know they're not going to act on it. So is it something, if it comes up repeatedly or if it's coming up really frequently, to address? Yes. But yeah, I think that it's part of the brain's way of processing, because we constantly have all this stimuli coming in from our environment, from the things we're subjecting ourselves to. And if you're like me and your shadow likes some dark things sometimes in order to get her playtime, in order to get her time in the spotlight, and you end up watching something like Dahmer with your boyfriend, then there's going to be dark thoughts that come in every now and then as a way of processing that stimuli that you're going through. David says, we can't all fix problems or understand every situation, but we can provide support and validation. None of us are alone in dealing with our individual situations. And that's the thing, is I think all of us provide empathy for each other. And that's huge, because in the real world, outside of the screen, I know every single one of you is going to throw a hands up, but give me a hands up if you have had someone in your life that is, oh, I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. And then they just switch right back to their own conversation about what football game they're watching or what clothes they bought. And there's just no real space for you to have that feeling. That's sympathy. So sympathy is where you're standing at the top of the hole looking down saying, well, that hole looks pretty crappy. Sorry you're down there. But empathy is when you crawl down in the hole and you say, hey, let's hang out in the hole until you feel the strength to climb out, and then I'll help you out, And I'm going to bring you some stuff to try and give you strength. But if you don't, I'm just going to hang out with you down here for a while. That's the difference between sympathy and empathy. Yep, look at that. Hands up. We've already got everybody's saying it. I'm telling you, it's something that we all go through because people who haven't struggled with their mental health don't get it. So they think that a they're there. Oh my God, I hate that phrase so much. Ugh. The they're there is going to fix everything. If they just say, oh, they're there, pat on the back, I'm praying for you, that's going to fix everything. Well, I appreciate your positive thoughts, but can we just sit and talk about my life for a bit? That's all I really want. John says hands and feet up. Yep. Oh gosh, David says the worst is I've been there, just do this or do that and it will make it better. Oh yeah, that is so stressful and frustrating because they mean well. And I think in many of these cases, people mean well and they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with our mental health any more than we often know how to deal with our mental health. So I don't think it's malicious in most cases. It's just people panic because we aren't taught how to deal with it. So they panic. And I think that they're trying to be encouraging, but imagine if I just came on here, and you guys are sharing your stories and I said, oh yeah, I've been there, get over it. Or I've been there, you just need to go for a walk. You just need to call a friend. Those are skills that you can utilize, but that's not going to heal you. That's not going to get you to where you want to be in and of itself. And I think any mental health advice, it should just be illegal to end any advice with, and then everything will be fine. And then you'll be better. And then that will heal you and that will fix you. For one, I'm not broken, so please don't tell me what's going to fix me. But that is one of the things that drives me the most crazy. Or when they just completely invalidate you. That one really gets to me too. My personal favorite that I can relate to is when someone has a miscarriage and well-meaning people, their immediate response is, well, you can just have another baby. Are you effing kidding me right now? If I just shot your 7-year-old and said, it's fine, you can just go have another kid, you would be livid at me and with very good reason. So please don't invalidate people's experiences or feelings, Casca says, my narc brother had a tendency to look down on me. Chats felt like I owed him an explanation. Oh, I've definitely been there. So yeah, holding my hand up too. I hate when you feel like you have to explain yourself. I don't need to explain my feelings to you. I don't need to justify my feelings. If I'm feeling sad, I don't need to tell you why. And the people that I have close in my life at this point, I've said, you know what, sometimes there's going to be days where I'm just sad and I don't know why. And I just need to be able to process that. So please don't try to say, you need to feel better. Don't cry. Don't feel that way. Just let me feel that way and let me have space to feel that way. Anastasia Magadalini in 1983 says, read my message and you will feel what I am suffering every time I am surrounded with unpositive people. Did I miss a message? Or were you referring to that message? Oh, there we go. Hello, about mental health. Thanks for the live. My mental health changes when I'm surrounded with toxic people and poisoning my soul, and I am shouting, really, do you believe in good and bad energy? I very much believe in good and bad energy, and I can tell you 100,000,000% that if you have toxic people around you, they're going to start poisoning you, and it's going to sap your energy. It's going to make your healing journey astronomically more difficult, exponentially more difficult, and yeah, that's why one of the steps of the Happiness Boost course is cutting the crap. So if you haven't taken that 5-day challenge and you need a lesson on that, that is one of the 5 days, is just learning how to cut out things and people that are not serving you, that are poisoning you with that toxic energy, that are bringing you down. Yeah, David says, I can't explain my feelings to myself. How can I explain it to someone else? Thank you. Yes. Hello, Clifford. It has been too long. Tu me manques. I get to cause chaos on Saturday, where Moose Eternal says, ooh, I like chaos. Hopefully the good kind of chaos. Lee says, I do not know why, but when I am either out for a walk or up at night, I think that sometimes talking to myself, I feel more happy and relaxed. Absolutely. You're your own best company, right? Edward says, it can be difficult, but the toxic people, in my opinion, must be eliminated from your life. One of the hardest choices I had to make in my journey, but it paid off. Yeah. Or at the very least, I think there needs to be a cool down period. So if you've been in a relationship, a toxic relationship or something, at the very least, there has to be a no contact period. But for the most part, yeah, toxic people, whenever possible, need to be cut out of your life. And sometimes that's really difficult because you say, oh, well, they're family. Family is not just blood. And if someone is treating you badly, it doesn't matter if y'all share the same DNA or not, you deserve better. Hi, everyone's a little mental podcast. I love it. Sounds like something I need to listen to. Todd Hill says, I suffer survivor's guilt. I love when people tell me to suck it up and move on. No, you feel your feelings in whatever way that you need to feel them, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else. Your feelings are yours, and nobody can take that away from you. So I think it's about time for some snaps. I think we need to get some snaps up in here. Mick says, the problem is you're your own best friend and your own worst enemy. Absolutely. And if you don't cultivate the friendship, then the enemy side to it is going to take over. And so it says, cutting the crap, ha ha ha, you are genius. Used to have a friend that she was shouting to me because of her mental health. And when I finally got out of her, I am feeling so much better. Oh, there are friendships that I just absolutely had to end because they sucked the life out of me. And I found myself physically more tired because of the mental fatigue. Oh, Erin, thank you for hopefully taking a break from your soup and and your elderberry to encourage me to sing. Thanks for being in here. So anybody that's new, this is inspired by Legally Blonde 2. Just a way to share some warm fuzzies in the community. I always post the community wins the day before, sometimes too, but usually the day before, so everyone has an opportunity to share their mental health wins over on the community page here. But it comes with a song, so as Erin is demanding that I sing, and Edward's probably going to put me on mute. Snap cup time, gather ye round, friends and foes together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find harmony and love in a snap cup. All right. Erin likes elderberries. Apparently, is that your win for the week, having elderberries? Edward says, new folks, caution singing coming. Ha, you were too late. Jake Smith says, my one-time friend cut ties with me, and I have come to terms with it after years of struggling. Having my girlfriend was a huge help in my struggles. How poetic is that was the first one after we were just talking about cutting ties and cutting the crap. Snaps to you for coming to terms with it. Sometimes it takes time. I had a friend who was a friend that I made in my teenage years, and we remained really, 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 really close. I mean, I thought this was one of my friends that would be there till the bitter end, till our dying days, and he ended up cutting ties with me, and it just absolutely shook my world because as someone who lived with borderline personality disorder, my biggest fear is abandonment. So when there's any evidence of that, my shadow just leeches onto it and then says, see, everyone's going to leave you in the end. Everyone's going to abandon you in the end. And this was somebody I really genuinely believed wouldn't. And it just messed my head up so bad. And it was so difficult for me to come to terms with. And for me, I finally came to terms with the fact that I did do things that merited him walking away because I was being the toxic person in that situation, or at least at the very least, there were things I could have done better, things that I shouldn't have done. And I really wish that I could talk to him at this point and say, hey, I'm really sorry. Can I make it right? But at this point, it's been over a decade and the person's not my life, and it's sad. But I hope that he is doing well. And I'm really proud of you, Jake, for being able to come to terms with it, and having a good support system definitely does help. So snaps to Jake. Edward says, Aaron Butler, you get sick from fake chicken fajitas. I may have to reconsider my dinner tonight. Oh my gosh, no, nobody can get sick from fake chicken fajitas. They're so good. That's my favorite meal. If they made me sick, I'd just be sick all the time. Skull Crusher says, watching a kid's cartoon show called Molang, it's so cute. I watch it with my dog and talk to my niece about it. Makes me feel happy and calm like a baby. Laugh out loud. Snaps for finding something that makes you feel happy and calm. We were just saying a minute ago that we were needing to find ways to feel calm. So Molang, guys, kids show. But I think it's super important to find those things. And I can go from watching Boy Meets World with my son and feeling happy to watching Dahmer with my boyfriend and feeling happy to watching The Bold and the Beautiful by myself and feeling happy. So I have quite the eclectic collection there of things that I like to watch. On Handmaid's Tale, that just came back. So I've been watching that on Wednesday mornings. But I don't think I can connect to cartoons just because I don't like any of the current day cartoons. I think I'm going to go back and watch Darkwing Duck here soon, though. Once we finish Boy Meets World, hopefully Bryson will still be okay with watching a cartoon because he needs to be really indoctrinated into Darkwing Duck from the 90s, because I think they am I wrong? Did they reboot it? I know they rebooted DuckTales, and I thought they rebooted Darkwing as well. And no, we're not doing any reboots. Not in this house. The only reboot we ever had anything to do with was the Magic School Bus was not terrible, but everything else, nope. Like that one movie that never happened that we won't speak of that didn't have Will Smith as a genie because it doesn't exist. We're just never going to speak of that. David says, I still binge watch old Scooby-Doo and fall back to my youth. Now I'm going to have this Scooby-Doo head in my song. Edward says, I figured you'd be talking about Blonde instead of Dahmer. You don't know me very well, do you? Oh, Todd says, my demon used to tell me, if you were a better soldier, you could have saved your friends. I realize that's a lie now. Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Sadly, sometimes there's nothing that we could do or could have done, or I think I know that we do the best we can with what we know in the moment and the resources we have in the moment. And I'm glad that you realize now that unfortunately you couldn't have saved them. And I'm really sorry for your loss. Thank you for your sacrifice and for theirs as well. I wish that they didn't have to make it, but I definitely always have a lot of energy that I hold for our soldiers. And that just breaks my heart, though. No, Mike, WWE fan, I do not mean Aladdin because it doesn't exist. It didn't happen. Jeffrey Gabbard says, I'm still here, and so are you. So we're both doing something right. Truth. I love your work. Keep doing it. It makes me smile, and it makes me cry, and it makes me feel all the emotions I'm supposed to without feeling guilty or hurt. Oh, yay. Snaps to you for being able to feel and process those emotions. And you're right. You shouldn't be feeling guilty for them. You shouldn't be hurt in the sense of you shouldn't be mad at yourself for feeling the emotions. So that is awesome. And yes, we both are doing something right. That is always the biggest win. But thank you very much. I will definitely keep at it. Todd Hale says, unfortunately, one thing I learned in war, you can't save everyone. It hurts to realize that that's not just war, that is life in general. I kind of had a messiah complex, so I started doing this. I really just want to help everyone and save everyone and shift the whole mental health world and the whole mental health scene. And I came to realize, unfortunately, in the first few months of doing this, that I can't save everyone, and I want to, and I try, and I provide as many resources as I can, just like you did. You did everything you could, but in the end, sometimes, unfortunately, there's just nothing that we can do. We can't save them all, but that doesn't make the ones that we do save any less important. Ooh, Alkin's going for a walk. Well, enjoy the walk with the doggy. Hopefully I'll see you later this evening in the Patreon call. The Grand Wazoo of Heliopolis. That sounds like some kind of Wizard of Oz stuff right there. 48 days sober. That's my win. Big snaps for that. Congratulations on your sobriety. That is awesome. 48 days is not a small feat. That's an amazing beginning to a very long journey. So stay strong. I actually had a really interesting conversation. I was over at the library a couple days ago. Yeah, you know, the brick and mortar building that has a bunch of books in it. I was over at the library a few days ago, and as I was leaving, this guy was trying to get me to donate to Children Fund or something, or Child Fund. I don't know, one of the charities that's supposed to help the starving children in Ethiopia. And I stopped because I just like to talk to people and hear about their stories. So I stopped and I'm letting him do his little spiel. And I said, I don't have monetary capabilities right now to donate, but if there's something else I can do or anything like that, I'd love to learn more. And we had a conversation for a few minutes, and he looked at my necklace. I guess he saw my necklace, and he said, does your necklace say no half measures? Where did you get that? Or what is that from? And I said, it's from Breaking Bad. And I explained the context of it. And he said, well, that's really funny because that's something that they say in recovery is no half measures or no more half measures. And I thought that was really ironic because in Breaking Bad it was kind of the exact opposite. But it was just kind of cool to learn that. Number one, to learn that connection to the series. But number two, just to learn another thought process or perspective of recovery, because even though I'm 4 years in recovery, or a little over 4 years in recovery now, I never went to any programs or 12 steps or anything like that. I did it on my own because in my mind, I'm thinking, do I want to be in a room full of people who all know where to get it? Because I don't. Because I feel like that would be more tempting in my particular scenario. I know it helps a lot of people, but I knew it wasn't the right decision for me. But it was cool getting to learn about someone else's perspective and experiences. David, that's a very nice necklace. It is. The person who gave it to me is a pretty cool cat. Just saying. Metal, what's a library? Getting 256 says I'm a year and 5 months sober from drugs and alcohol. Well, snaps to you too. Vot Vicar, yay, Vot. It's maybe not a weekly win, but thanks to the great support from the community, I'm doing quite okay at the moment. You guys really encouraged me a lot and didn't give up on me. I want to say thank you to all of you. Well, I'm so happy that you're doing okay. I was worried about you. I care about all of you so much. And I know that Vot posted on one of the videos about really struggling emotionally and having a hard time getting through things and not wanting to keep fighting. And here you are a few days later saying that you're doing quite okay. And I'm glad that we could be there to lift you up or to just hold your hand and get you through the darkness. That makes me so happy. Oh, Clifford, Amanda, je suis sûre que je parle au nom de tout le monde ici quand je dis que tu es un trésor et que tu es très apprécié. Merci beaucoup. Vous faites tellement pour tant de gens. Mille merci, Maman Lou. Oh, merci beaucoup. Je suis très reconnaissante pour le soutien et pour toi en général, en fait. Tu peux me tutoyer, tu sais. Mais merci beaucoup et merci pour le soutien. Mwah, bisous. Todd says, I've been clean and sober for 24 years. Snaps to you too for that. Edward gives Vought big snaps. Backup Bro says, I'm ready to make a comeback in life. You attribute a lot to that, Amanda. Thank you. We were going to come back hotter than a 90s trend, all right? I believe in you, and I'm proud of you. And I'm very humbled that I can be part of that. Do we have any more? Nope, we don't. That's all the snaps for the week. So feel free to share your snaps in here in the chat if you want. And Wolfie gets to be happy now. Not going to be an aggressive Wolfie today. That is really good. I love how everybody's just encouraging us to stay with all the sobriety and recovery. I love that we have so many people in here in recovery. Mike WWE fan says, I have 10 and a half years sober off of cocaine. That was my drug of choice. Snaps to you for that. I know it's not easy. Vought says, Edward, thank you. This meant a lot to me, and you mean a lot to us. So, mwah. David Gaps, 90s trends. I'm still stuck in my 90s grunge and happy about it. I'm still listening to NSYNC on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, I had a dream about Joy Fatone last night, so there's that. The modded Davaclin says, sorry to leave the chat early, but there's a plate of nachos downstairs calling my name. I understand. Take care and stay strong, everyone. You all rock. You rock too. Stay strong as well and enjoy your nachos. I completely understand. I'm a little bit hungry too. Metal Mark, even though they mean well, I hate when people say, I know what it's like. No, you don't. You're not me. Yeah, I make it a really big effort to never say, I know how you feel. I know what it's like. I can say, I've been in a similar situation. Sometimes I will say, I know what that must feel like, or I know how that feels in some way, but I always try and make it a point to validate. I don't know your story, and I don't know you, and I don't know how you feel, because even if we've been through the same loss or the same trauma or the same situation, we're going to process it very differently based on our experiences and our genetics. Senior says, it's been a bit. Hi, everyone. Good to be here. Good to see you. Casca says, on a positive note, had a good laugh with the antics between my wolf dogs, Kimura and Makia. Makia tried to get Kimura to play by grabbing his tail and pulling on it. She knows that will trigger him. Hopefully they're wrestling around. I kind of miss the sound of just dogs wrestling around in the background. I have two here right now, Peanut and Mira. And Mira she keeps getting chubbier every time I see her. I dog sit, and these two are regulars of mine, so I see them every month or two. And Mira just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but she's just so happy, and she'll wag her tail and her whole entire backside wiggles, and she just gets so excited that she's kind of whimpering just from all the excitement. She doesn't know how to get it out. And why aren't humans as happy to see me? But you know what? I'll take the dog. Clifford says, I'm still stuck in Merle Haggard, and I love it. I love Merle Haggard. I grew up on a lot of music like that. I'm still stuck on a lot of my parents' music. I listen to a lot of old school country, Conway Twitty, Vince Gill, stuff like that. I don't like new school country, but I'm still into George Jones and Conway Twitty. I remember watching Family Guy and that whole scene, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty, and it just cuts to Conway Twitty singing. And I think it was back when I was either smoking weed. It was back in the day when I was smoking weed, or I had been drinking, and I'm hallucinating right now. This isn't actually happening. Oh, which reminds me, I was going to post this in the community and totally forgot about it. I don't think I can post the picture, or I don't think I can show the picture, but I'm totally going to post this in the community. Yeah, I can't post it right now in the community, but I will post it once I get off here. So I was over doing a drop-in on two dogs, right, that are up the street, and they're also regulars. And I'd never noticed this before, but I was so tired. And I was walking along their sidewalk, and I happened to look down into one of their pots, and it's empty. It's just full of dirt, but it has a purple rupee about this big in it. The exact rupees from Zelda. And am I hallucinating right now? I didn't even have to break that pot to get it to come out, but am I hallucinating right now? Am I just so sleep deprived right now that I'm hallucinating? Because there's a rupee in that pot. And it was just so weird, because I've been to this place dozens of times and never noticed it. So either it's new or I just happened to never pay attention, but I definitely left. David says, I'll do that next time I see you, Amanda, at the airport. I will shake it and dance around you, jumping up and down. We're just going to be in the airport. My WB fan says, I wish that I had a dog. The shelters are splitting at the seams. When Makia greets you, she likes to lick and do wolf nibbles. I'm used to that, but other people might find it a bit intimidating. She's very enthusiastic. My ex had a husky, and she never barked, but she'd just sing the song of her people. So it's just like, row, 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 row. And she'd throw husky hooch fits. So when she didn't get her way, she'd just throw herself on the ground and start yelling at you like a toddler. It was kind of funny. Oh, Mike says I'm on disability and can't afford it. Absolutely understandable. Pets can be quite an undertaking. John says, I'll trust a critter before I trust a person. I definitely know that. Aaron just sent a red rupee. Thank you for the red rupee, darling. Thank you. It was sad though that I'm sitting there. I wonder if I can actually use this for anything. I was totally sober, but I wonder if I could actually use this in a shop somewhere as currency. Gaska says typical husky. Yeah, huskies are so moody. David says life would be different if we all greeted everyone by sniffing ass. That was something I had said one time, because I don't like to debate. I'm vegan, but I don't really like to debate. I'll share stuff with people and whatnot, but I just don't like being that aggressive person that's, oh my God, you're eating something that had a face, because let's be real, stuff like that doesn't change anyone's mind. It's not opening hearts, and that's not my personality. So I don't like to debate about veganism, but for some reason people feel the need to be very, very aggressive about the fact that I'm vegan. Like they don't want me to be vegan, or they don't think they should be vegan, or that I should be vegan, or that I am trying to convert them, or whatever the case is. But some people will get super aggressive. And I had this guy say, well, lions, kill their meat, and they eat meat, and we're just like lions. And I said, really? Do you walk in and sniff my butt when, when you come into the room? Because lions do that too. Lions sniff each other, and you didn't do that. Also, did you go out and kill your own whatever it is you're eating? Did you actually go out and do that? And in some cases, people do, but in this case, that was not the situation. I'm just, did you go out and kill it yourself and eat it raw? Do you sniff the butts of people that you meet? You're not a freaking lion. That's a dumb comparison. Aaron's right. Being vegan today is easier than ever. I remember when I went vegetarian, it was 2000. It was late 2005, early 2006, and there was nothing. There was soy milk veggie burgers and really nasty fake chicken nuggets and really, really nasty fake hot dogs. And it was gross. All of it was gross. And nowadays the stuff is pretty comparable. So I will agree with that wholeheartedly. Casca says, imagine that and saying, I don't feel like I know a person until I sniff their crotch. Oh, I don't. I've seen how sweaty and gross some people can get, and I don't want to have to smell that. And I'm getting a taste in my mouth right now just from thinking about it. So thanks for that. People should be like dogs, but no sniffing butts. Think about it. Dogs are they're so happy. You know, they can just be happy with the little things. They don't have to have a lot to thrive. And I love that. Aaron says, I could make you a burger that you genuinely couldn't tell the difference. You really can. I can attest to that. He made them for his family. His family had no idea. Well, they did because he told them, but they said that it tasted pretty much the same. Mike, the WWE fan, says there's no way that I can give up my meat. Funny thing is I grew up in steak and potato country in Missouri. My mom was general manager at McDonald's for a while. I don't think I ever had a vegetable growing up. So all I ever ate was KFC and McDonald's and steak and pork chops. And I never in a million years would have seen myself giving it up, but I did. And it took me quite a while to give up dairy too, but I did. And nowadays it's really not all that difficult. It was very hard in the beginning, but nowadays it's not hard at all. There's so many palatable options. Wait, what? David says, I think there are private clubs for that. Oh gosh. Now, Mix, where are these clubs? Y'all are weird. David says, my mom's dog would wag her tail so much she would fall over. I've seen that. This one does that as well. Edward's right. KFC and McDonald's is not food. And this was back in the day where they were still putting pink slime in the burgers. So there's that. I'm addicted to White Castle. My dad was so addicted to White Castle. He called them gas burgers because you just get such bad gas after you eat them. White Castle actually has little veggie burgers too. I went back to Chicago. I went to Chicago in 2016 for a rewind con because I was still tracking down all the members of NSYNC so I could meet them. And that was where I ended up meeting Chris Kirkpatrick, which was a really weird story. But a friend of mine and I went there and he'd never had White Castle. And I said, oh my God, I have to indoctrinate you because that's criminal. So we went to a White Castle and they had little veggie burgers and I got to try them and it was really, really cool, actually. But I remember I had the VIP for this event so you could hang out with the celebrities and stuff at the event. You could hang out afterwards. And I was helping these two guys that were vendors because I've just been hanging around them and I kind of became friends with them and they just wanted me to sit around the table and help encourage people come over and stuff. So I said, whatever, I don't really have anything better to do. Plus they were right by Joey and Chris from NSYNC and AJ and Howie from the Backstreet Boys and a whole bunch of other boy band people. So I said, why not? So I sat there and tried really hard to not be obvious about the fact that I was staring at Joey Fatone, but I became friends with these two. And when we went to the VIP area, the one of them was really, really inebriated. I mean, really inebriated. And Joey and Chris are on stage trying to do a little bit of stand-up or just keep people entertained. And this guy is just screaming all sorts of inappropriate stuff like, yeah, it's your mom, just being ridiculous. And after they got done, Chris comes over and is just absolutely livid. And you need to up. And number one, just hearing Chris Kirkpatrick go off cussing this guy out was disturbing enough. But the guy looked at Chris and said, yeah, well, I remember when you used to be something. And Chris just balls his fists And I kind of step in and put my arm in front of Chris. I'm like, don't do it. It's not worth it. Just, I'll get him out of here. It's not, I'm so sorry. It's not worth it. But here I am trying to hold one of my childhood, I don't want to say heroes, but a big part of my childhood from kicking this guy's butt. And yeah, it was a very, very awkward situation. Oh, Iron Tari says, hello all, first time catching one of these lives. Welcome to the pack. Hope you find yourself at home here. Like David wants to watch Harold and Kumar now because we're talking about White Castle. Mike says I was a Taco Bell guy growing up. Yeah, I ate a lot of Taco Bell, especially my teenage years. Want to lower your triglycerides, skip the fast food. Yeah, I don't eat fast food, for the record. Every now and then, yeah, I don't even know the closest I would eat to fast food. I definitely eat out sometimes, but I had pizza. I had mod pizza last night with the cauliflower crust. It was completely vegan and stuff. That's probably the closest I've had to any kind of fast food in a long time. David says, I want to see the same story of Kevin Nash instead. To see Amanda holding him back would be the best. I haven't had any weird situations. The Chris situation wasn't the only time I've had weird interactions with celebrities like that, but I definitely haven't had any with wrestlers, although Eric Bischoff is my adopted dad, so that's kind of cool. And I was just texting DDP this morning, so also cool. But my phone just decided to fall over. That's weird because it's been that way standing up the entire stream. And I said that and it fell over. So it's kind of weird. But Edward says, want to lower everything bad, don't eat fast food and don't drink soda. I always advise people who are saying, I just need to lose a little bit of weight. I'm just trying to cut back a little bit. My first thing is always, what do you drink during the day? Because you're probably drinking half your calories worth a day just in soda and juice because it's so ridiculous. So if you're just wanting to trim back a little bit or wanting to lose weight in general, a great first step is just stop drinking your calories. And plus, all that sugar is not good for your mental health at all. Metal Mark, I'd love to see Amanda in the WWE. Well, Eric Bischoff walked me down the aisle at one point, so does that count for anything? It's kind of like being in the WWE. It will be more like being in WCW, but I don't want anything to do with Vince McMahon, so I don't really want to be in the WWE. Yinning says, if anyone in here is from Florida and knows anything about service dogs, let me know. I'm trying to get a service dog for my asthma. Actually, there are several service dog organizations. David, can you message me, private message me so that I remember to post that? I will post those resources here after the chat. I'll post those in the comments because there are several organizations that should be able to help. Yes, Clifford, the Zoom call for patrons is at 3. Yes, at 3 p.m. today. My brain just shut off. Arizona time. 3 p.m. Arizona time, yes. Ooh, Mike says that Vince is out of the WWE. Steffi and Triple H run it now. Interesting. John says, if you're in Amanda's Discord, Ying, I'll try to get back to you. A buddy of mine in Florida does stuff with service dogs there. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, John. Just made green tea with lemon and ginger fall drink. That does not sound like a fall drink. There is no pumpkin. There is no apple. There is no cinnamon or nutmeg. That is not a fall drink. I don't know what that is, but no, get out of here with that. I mean, I'm sure that it's probably healthy and all, but you know, give me my chai because I need the smell of the cinnamon and the nutmeg. And I'm not a pumpkin spice girl, but I don't know that I would survive without my chai. I've gone on to just no sugar squash. What? No sugar squash. I don't think I understood completely. Nick says he was forced out a few months ago when all the sexual stuff involving Vince came out and he was forced to step down. I'm not going to say anything, but that's probably better for the organization because from what I hear, Vince is kind of an a-hole in real life. Just from people I know that have met him and stuff. So I have never thought super, super highly of him. So I'm not really shocked at allegations. Edward says, I don't want to be friends anymore. Leave my tea alone. Oh, I don't even want to hear it, Mr. I don't like Breaking Bad. So you can just get out of here with that. We're even now. So is chai just tea? So this chai specifically is decaf because I can't handle caffeine. It's not good for my anxiety. I will get really bad anxiety and have panic attacks. So this is a delicious decaf chai that a friend of mine got me, and I mix it with flax milk because that's also good. It has omega-3, so that's also good for your mental health, to boost your mental health a little bit. But yeah, chai is just tea. You can get it decaf or caffeinated. Oh, Clifford says, you do remember that I am geriatric right midnight? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it's late there. Just be vraiment désolé. Eric wants me to dance. What? How am I supposed to dance? There's no instructions there. I don't know what to do. What kind of dance am I supposed to do, guys? I knew it. I thought I was safe. We're down to the last 7 minutes, and I thought, no, it's fine. It's fine. But now I don't know what to do. Edward, how can you just missed Amanda's attitude. Breakdance? Are you kidding me? Aaron, we already did the Macarena. If I try to breakdance, I'm gonna break my face. Headbang. Damn, so what a comment. I feel like if I headbang, I'm gonna pass out. And I don't even think I really can headbang. David, can you drop the Discord for Yin Yang? Twerk? That's you don't want to see me try and twerk, y'all. I cannot twerk. Group Shakira during Zoom. There you go. That's apparently what we're doing on Patreon today. I don't know, guys. What am I supposed to? Eric, you have to be specific here. And if you say twerk, I'm going to punch you in the face because I can't. I don't know how. Hi, Wilbur. I'm doing good. No, Mix is headbang too. How do you even headbang? Aren't you just kind of... Pretty sure my head looks ridiculous. Ooh. Oh, I'm pretty sure that I need some music for that, right? I feel like headbanging to nothing, just I look ridiculous. Now Clifford said he dance too. Nick, that's it. Okay, so I did it. I don't know how to polka. Do I look 50 to you? And I headbanged, yes. Thank you, Wilbur. I learned what twerking was when someone tied the head of those inflatable waving. I know what twerking is, I just don't know how to do it. In sync dance. Oh my god, Cupid shuffle. I only know what the Cupid shuffle is. Oh gosh. Whew. Yes, Eugene, we can see your comments. No, thank you, Nick. Apparently I did a bang up job, but I'm here all night. Hi, Graham. Graham says, I'm so sorry. I've not been around. I had a huge setback and ended up in hospital for 2 weeks. Well, I hope you're okay. Please don't apologize. We are here whenever you need us. We're doing the Macarena again? People are still wanting the Macarena? Oh gosh. I feel like, okay, I can't get back far enough. How many rounds of this do I have to do for it to count? Okay. If I remember correctly how to do the Macarena. I love hate, y'all. Oh gosh, I just unclipped my mic by accident. Headbang while doing the Macarena. How in the hell? What? Okay. How? I just broke shit. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh god, I don't think you can headbang. I don't think I have the coordination to do both. Mark says that's good. Okay, so maybe if I don't jump. Oh gosh, I don't have the coordination for that. Whew, I'm gonna pass out now. Oh gosh, thanks for making me smile. You should just stop before somebody gets hurt. The poor pink dog got hurt. We broke the dog. We broke the dog, guys. And Amanda's head. Whew. Pretty good headbang for a newbie. Oh, Jake's laughing. Oh, John, I should be laughing sorry, but I am. Oh, I'm laughing. I think my SAT scores just dropped. Oh gosh. Morning, Dan. You missed a lot if you're just now dropping in. Your hair has that nice windblown look now. Bryson, Nick says he thinks he broke me. Bryson has gotten into the soap opera look. So whenever he says, I love you, is I love you, Mom. So it's just, he can't just say I love you anymore. It's I love you, Mom. Dramatic look. Dramatic look. Maybe it's Maybelline. Thanks for the laughs, Awen. Glad to help. Headbanging takes practice. Headbanging is not that difficult. I mean, I have room for improvement, but headbanging while doing the Macarena, that takes a lot more coordination than this old lady has. Whew. Well, see, I'm glad that we can share and we can talk and we can just be real about stuff and be open about all the different emotions and then still laugh at the end of the day. Isn't that how life should be? JD says, that Aaron, gotta get Amanda some dance lessons for the holiday season. And Nick says, Motrin or morphine and nothing in between. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to breathe after this. Some shuffle dance lessons. I'm not exactly sure what, I don't know. I feel like I need to, I never went out and danced or anything. That was never my forte. So yeah, true. I'm not going to be here for Christmas. But that doesn't mean we don't get to celebrate in some way. We'll have to celebrate. It's really weird for me because I don't think we're going to be able to celebrate on the day. And that's one of those things that I really struggle with is I don't believe in celebrating birthdays on different days. Except we did have to make an exception with something for Aaron. But I don't believe in celebrating things on different days. But I'm going to have to this year, unfortunately. Iron says, random question. Has anyone else always just been able to turn them off at any time? Been able to do that since childhood? Emotions? If you can turn off your emotions, I'm jealous. I'm really jealous. Do the worm? You want? How in the hell am I supposed to do that in here? Like, oh God. I'm probably going to break the microphone, so I apologize. Can you even see me? If I do, isn't the worm just some weird variation of that? And now I find myself in cobra pose. Ugh. Y'all are weird. I don't even know what most of these things are except by some weird thing that I saw in a movie for 2 seconds. I don't know how any of this I don't know how any of this works. Oh, Edward says the mental Amanda win. She hit 40,000 subscribers since our last stream. Snaps for me. Well, thank you so much, Edward. Thank you for acknowledging that. It is a pretty big step. I can't believe it that last May I was just really wanting to hit that 1,000 mark, and now we're at 40,000. That's pretty darn crazy. It's just so worth that. You're a cruel, cruel man. JD, come to Lamb of God and Killswitch Engage concert next Friday in Phoenix, and you'll learn to headbang your head off. But I like my head. I need to keep it in one piece. John Beba. Was that? I don't even know if that was the worm because I don't know what the worm actually is. I just remember it was kind of belly flopping in some way. I don't know. I think I just need to watch a video on what dances are. John says iron. Wait, what? I think I missed something. That's not the worm. That's a teeter-totter. I don't know what the worm looks like. That looked like a sea rocking more than a worm. You know what? I will look up the worm. I will figure this out. All right. I don't know what the worm is. Honestly, mosh pitting and banging is cathartic AF. I have never mosh pitted. I've been crowd surfing twice, but I've never mosh pitted. I don't think I want to. Metal says, I'll give you an A for effort, Amanda. Well, thank you. Oh, I didn't realize that it had already been an hour. That felt like it went by really fast. Well, some of you I will see in a few more hours. Everyone else I will either see on the channel in the coming weeks or in 2 weeks on the next stream. Thank you for the laughs and for making my head spin and for just holding space for all of us to share our feelings and emotions. I hope that you guys all got as much as I did out of it. I will see you soon. Love you so much.